Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
New at noon, one man is in handcuffs after a traffic stop turned into a police search in South Moorhead. Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jordan Schreier. It happened around 9:30 this morning in the area around 9th Avenue and 17th Street South in Moorhead. Police say they tried pulling over a man when he took off. The chase started at the 1000 block of 20th Street South and ended in the 1000 block of 18th Street South. Officials said a K-9 unit was brought in to search for the suspects. When police found the man, he was hiding near the dumpster. MSUM students were notified of the situation. Now stay with us here at Valley News Live as we continue to follow this story. Also new at noon, Fargo Cass Public Health is setting the record straight on a viral Facebook post about a mouse being found inside a North McDonald's shake. Someone posted on Facebook saying they got this shake from McDonald's one night, left it by their bedside, and woke up to find that mouse in it. The person claimed the mouse came from the McDonald's restaurant off of 19th Avenue North, and other local media reported the situation as such. Fargo Cass Public Health says a pest inspection determined the mouse did not come from that restaurant. We have new information this afternoon on the armed robbery of a Dilworth liquor store. Authorities are now releasing a general description of the suspect. Dilworth police say the suspect is described as a black man. They haven't given out any other information about him, though. One of the store employees tells Valley News Live that the robber had a gun and got away with a lot of money. Officers got the call just before 10 last night about an armed holdup at the Trax Liquors on Center Avenue. No one was hurt. Officers say they have several leads and are now following up on them. Taking that live look outside right now, it is a cold November day, feeling a lot more like the start of a new year. To get a check of our forecast, let's check in with Storm Team meteorologist Lisa Green.
Yeah, we are feeling quite cold, especially this morning when we saw those temperatures dip below zero in a lot of places for the first time this season. Our low this morning in Fargo, 2 below. That's the coldest it's been so far this season. 8 below in Baudette, the coldest temperature on the map, and several other areas dipping below zero or at least very close to zero this morning. We've since recovered. We're into the teens to even some 20s above. This is warmer than it got to all day yesterday, and we're at 15 right now in Fargo and in Grand Forks, 23 in Gwinner. Now, there's some strong winds out there. The wind is coming in out of the south. It's actually helping to warm us up, but with gusts into the 30s and temperatures still well below freezing, we've got wind chills that are still quite low, and it's already or still feels like we're below zero in several spots. Fargo, 3 below your current wind chill. Same thing in Grand Forks. It feels like 5 below in Detroit Lake. So even though the temperature looks better, it still feels quite cold. So you'll need to bundle up this afternoon too, even as those temperatures rise back into the 20s coming up for today. So we'll have more on that, on a warming trend, and if it will feel any better coming up here in the forecast too in just a few minutes.
All right. Thank you, Lisa. Drivers in western North Dakota faced an unexpected detour this morning after a vehicle fire closed some lanes. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says this fire happened around 6 near exit 110. Hay bales being pulled by a semi on a flatbed trailer caught on fire for an unknown reason. The trailer was unhooked from the truck and then left in the eastbound lanes of the interstate. At this time, those lanes near that exit are still closed. The first of 6 candidates for president of UND is in Grand Forks today for 2 days of meeting with staff, students, and community members. Candidate visits are scheduled through November 21st, and the Presidential Search Committee meets the next day to pick at least 3 finalists to forward to the State Board of Higher Education. Those finalists will meet with the board December 3rd, and UND's new president is expected to be named that same day. Former President Jimmy Carter is recovering from surgery to remove pressure on his brain. The former president underwent surgery at Emory University Hospital in Atlanta this morning. Doctors relieved the pressure from bleeding caused by recent falls. But that didn't stop Mr. Carter from working on a Habitat for Humanity home last month. The Carter Center tweeting today that there were no complications from the surgery. The former president will remain in the hospital for observation. Israel killed a senior Islamic Jihad commander in Gaza earlier today in a rare targeted killing, unleashing a fierce round of cross-border violence with Palestinian militants. Tensions are escalating as the two sides exchange missile strikes today. Chapman Bell has more from London.
Rubble and destruction, smoke on the horizon over Gaza. All that remains after Israeli Defense Forces targeted senior Islamic Jihad commander Baha Abu al-Atta. The IDF calling it a precision strike, saying the building housing him was surgically targeted overnight as he posed an imminent threat to the people of Israel. Islamic Jihad saying al-Atta was undergoing a heroic act when he was killed. As his funeral began on the streets, a barrage of rockets was fired from Gaza and raining down on Israel. Israel's Iron Dome system intercepting many of the rockets, according to their military. But not all. Homes damaged. These vehicles on a highway narrowly avoiding a direct hit. Some in Israel hopeful this won't escalate with Hamas, who govern the Gaza Strip.
I think that both Israel and Hamas have the sufficient communication between them to stay, away from the cliff. But in these businesses, you can never say never.
But Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warning the nation the fighting could take time.
Today, Israel's resumed airstrikes in Gaza in response to these rockets. In recent years, Israel has stayed away from target assassinations in the region, but it seems they thought this one had to be carried out imminently. Chapman Bell, NBC News, London.
Israel pulled out of Gaza in 2005, but keeps it under a blockade, citing security concerns. Officials fear that the 2 million Palestinians are now in danger. In our consumer alert this afternoon, Chipotle says its carne asada offering is a hit, and the fast food chain is doubling down. The Mexican Grill says it will be available now through at least the first quarter of 2020. Carne asada was the brand's newest protein addition to the menu since adding chorizo back in 2016. Earlier this year, the chain voiced concerns the supply of the more tender cut of meat might run out. Meanwhile, Burger King is headed in the other direction and doubling down on its meatless offerings. In the U.S., the burger chain will test substituting beef patties with Impossible patties in the Whopper Jr. and other signature hamburgers. Burger King's U.S. same-store sales grew by 5% during the third quarter, the largest jump since 2005, thanks in part to the success of the Impossible Whopper.